So the election is coming up in about a week from today, and if you are one of those uninformed, misinformed voters who are going to vote for Kamala Harris for some odd, terrible reason, I wanted to showcase some of her, let's just call it, horrifying behavior as Attorney General. Now, we will go over her record as vice president for sure. However, what I want to focus on is Kamala Harris is so famous for this, and yet the mainstream media won't cover it because they're as corrupt as ever. Um, Kamala Harris threatened parents with truancy because their kids were not going to school because their kids were truant. So for truancy, Kamala Harris threatened parents with jail time. Okay, and we're gonna get to one of the reasons that it's terrible, aside from being stupid. But let me just show you this because I think it's a tantamount reason for why she's a criminal and why it is a bad idea to vote for Kamala Harris. So here we go.
I would not be standing here were it not for the education I received. And I know many of us will say the same thing. And I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my reelection race. But I said, look, I'm done. This is a serious issue, and I've got a little political capital, and I'm going to spend some of it. And this is what we did. We recognized that in that initiative, as a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick. The school district has got a carrot. Let's work in tandem around our collective objective and goal, which is to get those kids in school. So to that end, on my letterhead, now let me tell you something about my letterhead. When you're the DA of a major city in this country, usually the job comes with a badge. And there is often an artistic rendering of said badge on your stationery. So I sent a letter out on my letterhead to every parent in the school district, outlining the connection that was statistically proven between elementary school truancy, high school dropouts, who will become a victim of crime, and who will become a perpetrator of crime. We sent it out to everyone. A friend of mine actually called me and he said, Kamala, my wife got the letter. She freaked out. She brought all the kids into the living room, held up the letter, said, if you don't go to school, Kamala's gonna put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
So there you have it. There you have it. Kamala Harris decided that she would throw parents in jail because their kids weren't attending school. Okay. And you know who these parents were? Black and brown parents. That's who they were. The woman who says she's African American, but identified as Indian or whatever American until she decided to run for president in 2019, 2020. And now, anyway, she put black and brown parents in jail. That's what she did. Instead of asking the question, boy, I wonder why these kids are absent. What is going on in these homes? Let me, as the attorney general or the DA, let me go and see exactly why. Why are you guys skipping school? And it's so funny that instead of, like, I like how she said, I got a stick and they got a carrot. What she's saying is, I'm going to prosecute you. I'm going to be an asshole and I'm going to make sure that you end up in jail because I effing feel like it. And I'm a female DA. Ain't no one going to come after me because I'm a female. That's exactly what she's doing there. And you know what's so funny is she got away with it. And she jailed black and brown parents. And instead of trying to find solutions such as maybe upping the wages in California, maybe creating better jobs, maybe working with businesses and community partners to help these parents out with food costs, with costs of rent and mortgage and other problems they may have, or medical costs. She jailed Black and brown parents and put them in prison simply because their kids were absent from school. Let alone you never know if the kid is working a job themselves, and they have to decide, do I want an education, or do I want my brothers and sisters to starve, my little brothers and sisters, or even my disabled brothers and sisters, or do I want my mom to lose our house? Homeless parents, by the way, were arrested. Okay, that's who Kamala Harris is. She ain't for Black people, she ain't for Latinos, she ain't for equality. Kamala Harris will jail you. And you know how I know? She just told you in that clip that she didn't care. She was warned not to do it and she didn't care. She scared parents enough to think that, oh, she's going to put me in jail. That is absolutely bonkers. It is stupid. It is ridiculous. And honestly, that should garner her no votes. But there are some people that don't do their research. And this channel is to tell you, I know we've been gone for a little bit, but it's to tell you, don't vote for Kamala Harris. I don't think you should vote for Trump either, but he's going to win the election. And when people ask why you didn't vote for her, point this video out, because it's crazy that instead of finding actual solutions to the problem, Kamala just decided to put Black and brown parents in jail, a lot of them single moms, because their kids weren't going to school. Instead of finding actual solutions, she chose prison, to put them in prison over solutions to problems. So she's not a problem solver. She causes a lot of problems, including the problems we have right now in the country. So yeah, what a crazy bitch Kamala Harris is. Please don't vote for her. I am begging people to not vote for this dumbass.